Where did that transition come from? Where did you first...
Hello, I'm Lewis Nichols, and you're watching. So, hello and welcome to the Lewis Nichols Show, and I'm excited to bring on my next guest. Let's say hello to Matt Terry. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thanks for having me.
You know, it's really good to get you on because we'll talk about obviously everything that a lot of people will know you for. But I just want to say I've listened to the new single, and it sounds so authentically you in a sense of you've taken back control and you're doing it on your terms, which I think is great. So you must be chuffed with the new single.
Oh, well, mate, that makes me so happy to hear because that's exactly how I see it too. So I'm glad it's coming across. I'm really proud of it. So thank you.
Obviously, let's go back to the kind of the beginning where we all remember, of course, you went on to the X Factor 2016, and that's when things changed for you essentially. What at that time made you think, do you know what, I'm going to go on there, I'm going to give this a go? What was it about that year that you felt this was right?
You know what? I feel like I was just a bit stuck in life. I was sort of a bit lost. I didn't really know where I was going, what direction I was going into. I'd graduated like musical theatre college and just was working as a waiter as like, to pay my rent and stuff. And I just felt like, do you know what? I've got nothing to lose right now. So let me give this a go. And luckily it went well.
How did you feel about working with Nicole when you found out that she was going to be your mentor? Prior to actually going on the X Factor, were you a fan of her music?
To be honest, I mean, obviously we all know the Pussycat Dolls.
Yeah.
And I grew up in Spain, so I'm a little bit like out of the loop, I guess. But of course, I knew who Nicole was. I was always, yeah, of course, I loved her. So working with her was just, I think, like, if I'm honest, she was like the judge that I wanted.
Yeah.
So to be a Jersey boy is an honor.
Obviously, things went crazy because you won the show. And going when you obviously everyone goes on there and they applied because they have a feeling that, do you know what, I could do this. But was that the case for you? Did you go on there thinking I'm going to win this entire competition?
In the beginning, no, but I think when I got to live shows, I thought, you know what, I can do this. I can absolutely do this. I can take the win here, I think. And I think it was that mindset that got me through it. Like it was like having that in the back of my head, like, right, I've got this far and I've not come this far to go home now. So I better keep pushing. And yeah, I mean, I think it was, yeah, the mindset that got me through it. But to answer your question, I think from live shows in the beginning, I was like, this is like a long shot.
I mean, and when you win the show like the X Factor, things kind of change overnight, and it did for you essentially. You worked with Enrique Iglesias, Sean Paul. You did so much in the sense of chart success, but then there was that time just a couple of years later where it almost went quiet, and which it did. I mean, we went from hearing you in the charts to
Yeah,
not hearing you, and a lot of people kind of looked at you and said, "Whatever happened to Matt?"
yeah.
Now, what I wanted, because I actually saw your Instagram video that you posted, which, by the way, was just such a good insight because you're quite a private person. If you do a lot of research into you, you don't give much away. You keep that in, and rightfully so, I guess. But what did you ever get resentful for the music industry? Because to get given all of that and told, oh, you're going to be doing this, you're going to be the next
Yeah,
best thing, to suddenly you're being told that you're dropped from your
yeah,
label.
yeah. I mean, yeah, just to be completely honest, I feel like just there's highs and lows in everything that we do, right? So I feel like it was such an opportunity, but at the same time, I don't think I was ready. I was just young. I did not know what I was doing, and I was relying on everybody else around me well, I trusted everybody. And yeah, I guess I trusted the wrong people. I think it's about, um, I don't think that will ever happen again with a TV show where they allow you to like, build somebody up so high to just once it's done to kind of let you go.
Yeah.
So of course I'm not gonna sit here and like it's been sunshine and rainbows. It's not. Like it's been a lot of going back to the drawing board, and I didn't think that I would ever do music again after my experience. I thought, you know what? I work really well as an actor. I've been on tour for years. I've done musicals all over the world, London, like everywhere. I love doing this, I'll stick to this. And then I discovered songwriting, and I was told that I wasn't a good enough songwriter. So I believed that. And then here we are today with multiple publishing deals on the table with hundreds of millions of streams to my name. And it just turned out that the wrong person had said the wrong thing to me, and I believed them. So I believed somebody that had never written a song in their life, which was one opinion out of how many billions in the world.
Yeah.
And I let that sort of navigate my career for a good few years. And now I'm so angry at like myself more than anything for just because we've all been told no. I'm sure, I mean, I don't know, like personally about you, I don't know if anyone's ever said, well, what are you thinking about presenting? Or maybe you shouldn't do that, but and you've gone and done it. And I think it's just about knowing our worth and what we can and what we can do. And I'm a very successful songwriter today. So it's crazy. It's mad. But yes, I did resent it. I thought, I was like, God, this industry chewed me up and spat me out. And I'm still standing strong. So nothing will break me.
Obviously, you mentioned there that you did step away. You let that person kind of make you think, okay, this isn't for me. When was that moment when you were like, nah, I'm doing this. I know I'm good enough. When was that moment where you thought, I'm getting back on this?
To be honest, I was on tour for quite a while, for like nearly 2 years, and I just felt like a bit of emptiness. And I was like, I don't know what I'm missing. Like, I have my home, I have a career, but something was missing. And I went back to the studio just by chance. Like producers were hitting me up and saying, man, you should get back in. Like, you're so talented. You need to, I want to work with you and blah, blah, blah. And for years, I just said, no, like, I'm not doing this anymore. And then, and then one day I said yes. And it kind of went from there. And we just started to write songs. And then those songs were being given to other people. And I think it was just the proof was in the pudding. Like, I was just like, oh, so I am a good songwriter. And then that was the light bulb moment that, oh my God, I believed somebody that had never written a song in their life for all these years. What on earth? What am I doing? I was in the studio. I've been in the studio every day since.
You know what was so nice as well? Watching the Instagram video, you can see that moment of you're content. You know that you're good enough, and and the fact that you were able to actually reach out on the platform that you've got to say to other people, don't be told no, because you're just literally speaking to the wrong person. Go out there and find a yes. And it was such a nice moment because you could just see from that video the journey that you've been on, because you are a closed book, essentially. More than a lot of people I interview, you don't know a lot about you. You keep that private. So it's just nice to see that side of you.
I think so, yeah. And it kind of brings me on to the song really of like, You Don't Know Nothing is the title. And that's on me. Like, I haven't shown anybody who I am, and I've not like let anybody connect. And I think it just comes from a place of I was really hurt and with this industry, and I think it just made me just close all the doors and sort of like keep myself in safe places. So that has been like in a musical playing a part, or it's been in underground studios in London. Like, I'm not aware, like no one's following me. I don't consider myself like a famous person, but it's just about me knowing that I can protect myself, and I will take charge of that. That's my job, to like look after me. So no, I appreciate that. I'm glad that comes across, because I think there are so many people out there that have missed opportunities because of the opinion of somebody that, I don't know, may have said something out of line, or with a different perspective. Like, not anything is possible. So you should go and get it.
I've got to, we're obviously with the new single, You Don't Know Nothing. Was this done independently?
Yes.
And it's so different because I love your previous work. I love the mainstream stuff. But with this, as I said at the beginning, you get the sense from the song that you've taken full control back. You're able to do you again and be creative, and there's no one saying you need to be this version, that version of you. You're actually
Exactly.
being Matt Terry. Did you
Yeah,
feel that when recording this, that you were just being authentically you?
100%. Can I just say your questions are great?
Thank you.
So yeah, I mean, when I was signed to RCA, like there was a lot of people involved, and I was just being pulled in many directions. They were like, "Oh, he's like he could be a British Nick Jonas. He speaks Spanish. We can make him the next Enrique Iglesias. He can be like just trying to make me some people that already existed." And in my head, I knew that wasn't right. Like I was like, can you not just like, how about I be me? And then if it works, right? But I wasn't brave enough at the time to speak up because I thought that all of these people knew what they were doing and they were doing everything that was best for me, when really I think obviously it's a business. It's all about money, isn't it? So they're going to try and follow a formula that already works. So with this, like I kind of went away with this entire project and I've just picked 4 producers that I love, and I'm actually more than colleagues, they're friends of mine, to get in the studio and write for my project. So I don't write, I write most days with lots of different people, but it's, for people all over the world, other artists, movies, TV shows, things like that. But with my project, it's very close to my heart, I guess. So, like any art, like we're artists, it's a way we're just expressing ourselves. So we have to feel like we're in safe spaces. So, like I said, I've got my teams that I love, and with that, we went in and wrote this. Like I have an album ready to go. And I'm so proud of it and I'm so pleased with it, and it feels refreshing because I was the label, I was the A&R, I am I'm the highest you can go in our business right now. I have managers and things like that, but as far as the final decision, it's mine. So it's don't get me wrong, it's a lot of pressure and it can be scary, but I wouldn't have it any other way. And I feel like that you get the best result when you're just, take your time. There's nobody else in your ear telling you what direction to go, how to sound, change this lyric, do this, do that. And that's how I think you get the most authentic music. And then I will say, like, we did have record label offers, which I was also told I'd never be signed again. And they're like, no one's going to touch you. And then I had record deals on the table for this project. And I almost signed. Then I got like deja vu, I guess. And I was like, I can't do this again. I've got to do this on my own. And then I walked away, and then here we are.
It's definitely worth it because with the new single, it's just like my imagination. But if you're watching a film and someone's literally about to die or something, and then they get back up, and you've got that song where they're just getting back in control, they start winning. That's the vibe you get from the track because it's got such a smooth vocal. You've smashed it with this, and I'm looking forward to the upcoming music. So you've got an album that's going to be coming out.
Thank you. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess, I'm not sure that we live in a world of albums at the moment. I think if I was, Adele, I could definitely drop an album. But right now it's about building myself back from the ground. So I'm playing everything by ear, and I'm literally, it will go single to single to single to single. And of course, hopefully that will then look like an album.
And what about live shows and tours? Because I know that you love having a connection with the audience as well when you're performing. So are we going to expect some shows coming up?
Yeah, I'd love to. I think we're going to get past, I mean, I've got loads of I'm kind of going up and down the country with like switch-ons and things like that throughout the end of the year. And then right now, I mean, unless I go and tour my old stuff, I need to get releasing first. So I think it's about getting as much music out as I can, connecting with an audience, and then I can go out, and I'd love to. That's, what I'd love to be doing, just to go on the road and get up and down the country and get some new stuff to people's ears.
Like the people you're close to, like your family and your friends who have been with you on the kind of your career so far. They've seen the highs, they've seen the lows. What do they think about your tenacity in the sense of you just always get back up, and actually you've proven a lot of your critics wrong? What do they think about that?
I think my mum's probably the most protective. She's like, she doesn't like this world at all because it's, you know, it can be dangerous and it's not, you know, the healthiest for people. But I'm like, Mum, you're strong. How do you think I'm strong? You know, I know I'm nice, but I'm bulletproof. Like it's not, I'm not, you know, no one's gonna knock me over. Like I'm a strong, you know, grown man now at the end of the day, right? Whereas like my dad's like, go on, son, go out there and get it. You can, like he's like, my dad's a bit, my mum's more realistic and my dad's a bit more of like a, you know,
Yeah.
a dreamer, I suppose. But I mean, they're both so proud and like they've been listening to this music. Like my mum's, I can see how much my mum listens, and she's got that album running every day. So they're just so proud. I think, yeah, like again, like they're parents, so they're gonna be protective, but then they're also, you know, I'm an adult and they're gonna, you know, support me in whatever I do. So I'm lucky.
Well, Matt, honestly, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. I've wanted you on for a long time, and it's just great
Oh,
to see just the growth as well. And like I said, when I heard this song, I was like, yeah, he's taken full control of this. And a lot of people, I think,
thank
when they hear this, are going to connect with you more so than ever.
I appreciate that. Well, thank you, and I will say this has been such a lovely interview. You're great. So
Thank you very much. I
thank you
hope
for
we
the
get you back
lovely
soon.
questions. I feel like I've just had a chat this morning with a mate down the pub.
Nice. Thank you so much. We hope we'll get you back on again when you're releasing more as well.
You got it. Thank you, man. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.